Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Well, howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit Podcast and your Texas History Roundup for September 29th. In 1688, the Rivas Pez expedition sailed from Matagorda Bay to Veracruz after failing to find La Salle's colony on the Gulf Coast, although it was there. Spain at the time was concerned about French activity in what they claimed as their territory. The site of the French colony was not discovered until several years later, after it had been abandoned. And in 1835, Lieutenant Francisco de Castaneda's dragoons, planning to retrieve a cannon on loan to Gonzales, arrived at the Guadalupe River, only to find it too swollen to cross. 3 days later, the refusal of the citizens to return the come-and-take-it cannon is considered by some to be the beginning of the Texas Revolution. All right. In 1872, the Battle of the North Fork of the Red River climaxed Colonel Randall S. Mackenzie's campaign against the Indians of the Llano Estacado. With 7 officers, 215 men, and 9 Tonkawa scouts, Mackenzie attacked a large village on the North Fork of the Red River near present LaFours. It was reported that 23 Comanche were killed, but that was likely an underestimate. Mackenzie lost 2 men and 2 were seriously wounded. Many mules and horses were captured, and about 130 Comanches, mostly women and children, were taken prisoner. Later that night and the following nights, the Comanches recaptured many of their horses, but Mackenzie's victory proved that the Llano Estacado was no longer an Indian sanctuary. The Llano Estacado. 1907. Singing cowboy and recording star O. Gene Autry was born in Tioga. He began singing in church choirs at age 5 and at age 12 had his first guitar lessons. In 1927, while working in Oklahoma, Will Rogers heard Autry singing and playing and suggested Autry should perform professionally. He became the Oklahoma yodeling cowboy on Tulsa's station KVOO, signed his first record contract in 1929, and 2 years later had a hit, That Silver-Haired Mother of Mine. In 1934, he began his Hollywood career as a singing cowboy. In 1949, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was his first record to sell 1 million copies. Autry, who died in 1998, was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Tioga held its first annual Gene Autry Day on September 29, 2001. And in 1995, on this day, John G. Murray withdrew $500,000 in gold coins from a San Antonio jewelry store, the last day that he, his mother Madeline Murray O'Hare, and his niece were seen alive. O'Hare had begun championing atheism in her 20s and later obtained a law degree from the South Texas College of Law. In a 1963 case she joined, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 8-1 that public school prayers breached the barrier between church and state. In 1965, she moved to Austin, married Richard O'Hare, and opened the American Atheist Center. The note she left on the door of the American Atheist office indicated that she, John, and granddaughter Robin, had been called away in an emergency. In 2001, their bodies were found in a grave on a ranch near Camp Wood. David Waters, one of O'Hara's office managers, and 2 accomplices were convicted of extortion and the deaths of the 3 O'Hares. Huh. Very interesting. All right, well, that was your Texas History Roundup for September 29th. I hope you found that of interest, and we will see you back here tomorrow. All right, you have a good one. Take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.